Oh boy, here we go again. Sealed Only is a very interesting challenge in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Forcing you to deck build from a limited card pool that gradually increases, allows you to try new strategies and play cards that wouldn't otherwise see play. So naturally, I want to give this challenge another shot. With a budget of £20 every 2 weeks, I'm going to attempt to make my way to a full power Phantom Knights deck, starting only from a singular legendary hero decks. However, the challenge, all of my cards have to come exclusively from sealed product. Welcome to Sealed Season 2. Alright, so welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed series. In the intro that, as you should have seen, we are starting with the legendary hero decks. Just one. We may buy another if I feel the need to do so, like to pick up more of the PK cards in this. We're definitely going to need a third Boots, 2 more Fog Blades, etc, etc. But for now, we are just going to be starting with this. I haven't really thought much into the list I want to make with this just yet. But hey, let's go ahead and figure out where we're going from here. So let's crack this open. If I can. I didn't actually bring anything to open this, I probably should have. There we go. Easy clap. So we're gonna have to cut that out in editing. So yeah, sorry for the little jump cut there. I accidentally like moved my playmat, so things looked a bit scuffed. But it should look a lot better now. Alright, but yeah, here we go. Legendary hero decks. Let's see what we're working with. Well, if anyone's opened this, like, you should know what we're working with, but hey. Okay, so let's go ahead and lift that off. I guess we can go ahead and then, like, put this in here and have, like, a cool display of the 3 decks. So, the 3 decks that you get in this are Destiny Heroes, Nordics, and Phantom Knights. Let's start with the one we're probably going to be leaning into the most for this, which is, of course, PK. Okay, so PK has a lot of interesting things going for it. It's a very good engine. It's going to be great once we get the Brave stuff, because you don't rely on your normal summon very much. Sure, you use, like, Torn Scales. You don't actually use your normal summon that much in this deck, so once we get the Brave stuff, it should be interesting. Oh my god, it's another episode of Can Mutt Find the Bastard tab. Right, we finally got it open, so let's go ahead and finally have a look at what's in the PK deck. Yeah, let's have a look at this. So, first up, we have the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardish. Probably going to be our win con for a lot of the earlier game. So Bardish is going to be our extender, our enabler. He's going to enable most of our plays throughout this. So let's hold the boy up to the camera while we talk about him. Bardish is going to be our main playmaker. He's going to be able to send our PKs, set our spells and traps, and overall just give us our interruption engine, which is good. And then Twin Twister. Ultra Rare, if that's a really good card to have off the start. It means we're just going to be able to have a decent amount of ways to out backrow. Phantom Knights of Mist Claws. I don't know if I'll be playing this, but it's an interesting trap. It adds one of your banished PKs back, so for recursion it can be really nice. That, and also it can also just like chomp block and attack if we need to. Break Sword, going to be one of the most integral parts of the strategy, just being able to pop himself and bring 2 back, or as level 4, or just being able to like be spot removal. A card we can't play, but I do miss, number 86, Heroic Champion Rongo Miniad. This card was so funny when it was actually in the game. But for now, we can't play him because he is on the Forbidden and Limited list. Still a really cool card to have in Ultra, though. And if he ever does come back, he won't. But if he ever does come back, we have him. And then for our PKs, we have Boots. We have 2 Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. That's Cloak, not Boots. 2 Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. 2 the Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves. 2 the Phantom Knights of Cloven Helm. 2 the Phantom Knights, and 2 of the Phantom Knights of Fragile Armor. So each of these cards is going to be, like, the focus for that. We probably won't be playing Fragile Armor at all. We're probably going to play 1 to 2 Cloven Helm, just because he can add cards back, so he does have some purpose when in the graveyard. And then these are all going to be the main PKs we're going to be on, so that's going to be, like, for early of the deck, it's going to be our early engines. And then for the generic monsters, Armor Knight, we're probably definitely going to be playing this, because it just dumps cards, it's really fucking good. Blue Mountain Butterspy summons itself when a warrior is summoned, so we're probably gonna, when a warrior is normal summoned rather, so it's just an extender that's dark, so we're gonna be playing this. Rescue Ferret, we can't really make use of in early builds, but overall he's still a good card to have. He's a cutie though, look at him. Look at this boy. Junk Forward, we're going to be playing because he's just an extra level 3 to put on the board for rank 3 plays, and he's also a warrior. He's not dark, which is like the worst part about him, but overall he's still pretty good. Kage Michine, we're going to be playing him for when we get Tour Guide, and also he's just a free, if we ennorse any PK, he puts himself on the field for free. Cockadoodle-doo, playing this just to get access to synchro plays, and the fact that it's also just another level 3 extender. Effect Veiler, it's the only hand trap we have to play it. And then, Phantom Knights of Rank Up Magic Phantom Knights launch, being able to just make Dark Requiem is going to be really nice for us. Phantom Knight Spear, not playing this at all, this card sucks. Basically, it's just, if your opponent targets Phantom Knight with a card effect, you burn them for 500, and if a Dark monster you control will be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can destroy it instead. Dark Hole blows up the field, we'll probably be citing this. Monster Reborn and Foolish, they set up the Grave, we're going to be playing, set up the Grave and bring on his extender. We're playing this, playing those for sure. Rhoda searches out any PK, definitely playing it. Dark Eruption, probably won't be playing this, it just adds back a Dark with 1500 less defense to hand. Fogblade, definitely playing this, it's our main form of interruption. 2 Phantom Knight Sword, it just buffs up PK by 800, and when you banish it from the grave, it brings back a PK. Probably gonna be playing that in some capacity, probably both of them. 2 Phantom Knight's Wing, probably playing this as well. The monster it's equipped to gains 500 the first each time it will be destroyed, then the first time it's not destroyed, so you can equip Wing to it and protect it. Phantom Knights of Shadow Veil, probably won't be playing this. It buffs your monster by 300, and when your opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can bring it back from the grave. Probably won't be playing it. Shade Break, definitely playing this. It's just another extender. Dark Gauntlets, it's better Mist Claws, so it'll probably be on this, except it sends a PK spell or trap, which is actually better for us. Phantom Knights of Tomb Shield, you banish it from your grave to negate its trap. Opponent controls, probably be citing this for trap deck matchups. Phantom Knights of Lost Vambrace, this card's alright, but I don't think we'll be on it. And 2 Phantom Knights of Wrong Magneteering, another card I don't think we'll be on. But, hey, we might see some use out of it. But yeah, that's it for the main deck of the PK deck. I know the cards I want to play for this, I know the cards I definitely don't want to play, and some of them I'm still on the fence on of whether I'm playing. But this is the most clear cut of, yes, we're playing this, no, we're not playing this of the deck. So we should have a interesting time deck building with just from the PK base. Like I said, the PK is probably going to be the direction we take the deck in 100%, because the other two decks aren't as nearly as good as PK. But I'm hoping as we continue to deck build, this will, we'll get the use out of the staples from these, but overall I think we'll start to cut those down the most. I think leaning into PK is 100% the correct play from this, so that's why I'm starting with it. But for the extra deck of the PK stuff we get real quick, Cursed Javelin, we literally can't make this, so I think I'll be playing it just because I have the slot. But I don't think it'll be lasting very long. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon and Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, both cards that we are going to be probably playing into the final build. Actually, maybe not Dark Rebellion, but I know you play Dark Requiem into the final build. I'm not sure about Dark Rebellion. Both cards we're probably holding on to for quite a while. Evil Storm Nightmare, probably our best going first, rank 4, just to books with it. Stuff. Thanatos, you can detach a material, it becomes unaffected by monster effects. This might come up. We probably play this regardless. And then Levier as one of our rank 3s, and Dante as the boy. We'll probably be playing both of these just because Dante can put PKs in grave and Levier can bring back banished PKs to extend. So overall, not bad on our extra deck options from this one. We'll probably be playing all of them just for the Xyz engine alone. But yeah, that's it for the PK deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at which deck should we look at next? Nordics or Destiny Hero? I think we're going to take a look at Destiny Hero next. Destiny Hero is just the deck we're most likely going to be leaning into the next most out of these two. We'll probably be playing DPE in the final build if we can get hold of it, so overall, the Destiny Hero deck is going to be the second most useful one, and it's going to crack this one open. Excuse the jump cut, it's going to take me a while. Never mind, I actually managed to find the tab on this one. I don't know how I didn't find it on the PK one, but hey, this one has a tab. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go through each card one by one. I showed Badish to the front of the camera, so I guess I should show this as well. Extra Hero Dread Decimator, so he's a good hero card, but for us, he's not very good. He gains 100 for each hero in grave, and then if it does piercing damage, heroes play it for the 3 link arrows, I'm pretty sure. Mally, definitely going to be playing him just to dump off Armageddon Knight and get an extra body. He seems like a really good extender for us. A Destiny Hero Disc Commander, when he's brought back from grave, except during the turn he was sent there, he can draw 2. I don't see us playing this, but I could be wrong. We might find some use for Destiny Hero Disc Commander. I believe this was the first print with the errata as well, where it went from just when it was special summon draw 2 to what it is now. Speaking of draw 2, Destiny Draw will probably start the same. We're going to be playing a sizable Destiny Hero engine in the first list, so having the ability to just draw 2 is going to be nice. And Destiny Hero, Extra Hero rather, Wonder Driver. If we can make it, we will, but like it's not that great for us. But yeah, that's it for the first 5 ultras. Let's get into the rest of the stack and what they give you. Dogma. Dogma's not that great. We probably won't be playing him. Plasma, if we ever get a DPE engine, this will probably be our go-to because Dasher isn't in this deck, so we're probably going to have to play Celestial Plasma instead of Celestial Dasher, but it's fine. Dreadmaster, again, we probably won't be playing any of the high-level Destiny heroes in our early builds. We lean more into Destiny heroes for some reason than sure, for now, no. The second Mally to summon off of the other one we got, just so we can extend. Just so we can get the extra body, you know the drill, it's Mally. Celestial will probably be playing this just for the draw 2, and the fact that we will be playing some Destiny heroes. Diamond Dude used to be the best Destiny hero, not so much anymore. It's a great, like, portrayal of what Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be, that this guy used to be so good, but overall, I don't think we're going to be playing enough for him to be very, very good. And I think there's just better Destiny heroes for us to play. Dread Servant, this guy is level 3, so that makes him relevant for a card we'll see later that I might end up playing. I haven't quite decided yet. Destiny Hero Dark Angel, I've actually never read this, but I don't think it's that good. Let's give it a quick read. If you're 3 or more Destiny Heroes in your graveyard, you can discard this card and target Destiny Hero in your grave, special summon it. To your opponent's field. Oh, that's kind of shitty. And when a spell card or effect you activate resolves, negate that effect, and if you do not have it, or if it did not have it, destroy that card. During your turn, you can match card one Destiny Hero from your opponent, choose one normal spell from their competitors. Why would you play this? This card's awful. It just helps your opponent. Well, do you want to, like, give it to your opponent or something? I don't know. Destiny Hero Dynatag. I don't think we'll be playing this. He's basically just a burn boy. 2 Destiny Hero Drill Dug. We'll be playing this because he's a dark. He puts another dark on the field. Do I think he's that good for our future builds? Probably not, but he summons a Destiny Hero for graves. We can also summon out Mally, and we can then put Mally in grave to do stuff with. Decider, we play this because it's like the best other level 4 Destiny Hero we have. Destiny Hero Dreamer, he's neat. He prevents burn damage, I think? I can't remember what he does, but overall, I don't think he's that good. D-Cubed, if this card didn't lock you into Destiny Heroes, it would be great because we could normal it, pitch 2, summon 2 D-Cubed, and then just have a 1-card Bardiche. But, 1, that would be broken in other decks as well, and this card would be limited if it didn't lock you into Destiny Heroes. And then 2, it would still make us lose to Ash Blossom, but we would have, like, a pretty decent way to make a 1-card Bardiche. We have a couple of Elemental Heroes here. Elemental Hero Shadow Mist and Elemental Hero Blazeman. We'll be playing Shadow Mist just to dump it and search any hero. Blazeman's, like, interesting. Basically, on summon, he can add a poly from deck to hand, and then during the phase, you can send a hero, and it gains its name, and it gains its attributes. So we might play this just to normal summon it, send Shadow Mist, add a different Destiny hero, and then have a Dark on field, so he can be, like, a starter in that aspect. I'm not too sure on Blazeman, I'll have to think about it. The second Destiny draw, basically just to net us more, resources. 2 over Destiny we get, which is a really interesting card, and we'll probably be playing. So how this, it takes some setup, but we can use it. So you can target a Destiny hero in your graves, and then special 1 Destiny hero monster from your deck whose level is less than or equal to half of that target's level. So, but you destroy it. So what you do is you target the Mally in your grave, because you should have 1 left over, because you're only managing 1 to summon. And then you can special summon any level 3 or lower Destiny hero from your deck, which in this case would be probably Destiny Hero Dread 7, as it's a dark level 3, so we can make some use out of it. So it's basically a overcomplicated E-Telly, but overall we can probably see some use out of over Destiny. It's a really interesting card. 2 field spells, Clock Tower Prison and Dark City. Both of these suck and we won't be playing them. 2 Mask Changes, which we will definitely be playing to summon Dark Claw. We have to target a hero, so if we ever have like a leftover Mally or something. 2 Poly, we probably play a couple of this. 1 to search off Blazeman. Another Reborn, we already have 1 of this, so we can't play another, but it's still a really nice card. Stone Excavation gets us back a spell. Maybe I don't think we have that many spells we want to have back. 2 Terraforming. It's at 1 now, so at this point, the point this deck came out, I believe it was at 2, but it's at 1 now, so we can't actually play this. If we wanted to just play the Destiny Heroes, we couldn't. Feather of Phoenix returns a card from your grave to top of deck. I don't think we have any use for this. And then Traps, Destiny Signal. Summons a Destiny hero when destroyed. It's not amazing. D-Time. 2 Eternal Dread just places 2 Clock Tower Prison counters on Clock Tower Prison, and then Defusion, it's like a trapped fusion spell for Destiny heroes. But yeah, that's it for all of the main deck Destiny hero cards. I think they're all like okay. The Destiny hero deck looks okay. I think the PK one is still way better, and we want to lead into PKs. And then yeah, for the extra deck, Destiny and Dragoon. Definitely don't want to play this. This card's awful because you have to play Dogma and Plasma to make it, so I definitely don't want to play that. 2 Destiny Hero Dusktopia. It takes a Destiny Hero Fusion and Destiny Hero and a Destiny Hero monster. Probably won't play this just because it's stupid to make and its effect isn't that good. 2 Destiny Hero Dystopia. This card's like fine. We probably play it just as a to fill the extra deck because it might come up that we can make it at some point. Dangerous is a Destiny Hero in any dark, and we can make it using PK cards as well. So we'll be playing Dangerous definitely, and then 2 Masked Heroes, Unki and Dark Lord. We play both of these just as Mask Change targets. But yeah, that's it for the Destiny Hero deck. Overall, I'm feeling pretty confident with the stuff I want to play from the Destiny Hero deck, and I feel like it's all relatively good. Okay, so those decks will probably be fine. Nordics! So, I don't have that big of a problem with Nordics. I think Nordics are relatively okay. Well, that's a lie. I think Golvaig is a relatively okay card. So let's go ahead and crack this open real quick, and I'll get more into my thoughts on the Nordic deck. Alright, we got the Nordic one open, finally. Only took us way too long. You can tell I haven't opened sealed product in a hot minute here, so let's go ahead and have a conversation about Golvaig, because I highlight all of the others, so we might as well go ahead and highlight Golvaig. Golvaig is actually a really good card on its own, where you don't factor in that it's a Nordic card. So when it's link summoned, you can banish Nordics, banish 3 cards from your hand, field, or no, it's just hand or field, and then summon out 3 Nordics, and then you can make one of the easiest. It's really good for Nordics and what they want to do, but as a deck, it fixes Nordics' problems, but it's still, like, Nordics still suck. So, like, I don't think we'll be leaning into Nordics at all. If anything, we might just... I don't think Golvaig locks you at all, does it? Also, there's this turn can't... No, it locks you into Asias, so yeah, like, it does lock you, so we can't really do much with that. We could maybe, like, play a small Nordic engine to go ahead and make one of the big Asias, but I don't think that's worth it. Tangriskanu of the Nordic Beasts, it's a Nordic card. I'm only gonna skim most of these, like, I don't actually know what they do. I'm not gonna pretend I do. Another Dark Hole, probably a side deck card. Ascension Sky Dragon. This was the first print of this card outside of a prize card, which is interesting, but I don't think we can make it, unfortunately. Coral Dragon, we play Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, so we can make a Synchronous Fixer, so we probably play Coral Dragon. And then, for the base Nordic cards, Tangriskanu, we talked about this boy already, he's not too great. I can't even say this card's name. I don't know, I'm going to try Tangjusta? Tangjusta? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering these cards' names, because I can't read whatever the fuck they are. I'll read them to my best of my ability. Garma, the Nordic Beasts. This is the one that, when it battles a level 4 or lower or something, you can return it to the hand or something. Or something like that. I don't know what Nordic cards do. Goldfax. And then these are the Odin cards, I want to say. They're like the animal ones, and then you have like the Smoke Cloud ones, which are the Odin ones. Dverg, Loself, Lojoself, I don't know. Svartalf, Mara. Actually no, I think the animals are Thor. These are Loki. And then Mimir, Valkyrie, Vanadis. And then Tia, these are all Odin. And then for the spells we have Nordic Lights, it's a field spell, it's like whatever. And then Nordic Relic, 2 Draupnir, March Towards Ragnarok, and then Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Lance, and Forbidden Dress. We are playing all of these. These cards are very good. Just because they have utility. Chalice and Lance will probably go in the main just to make our monsters out of like Westwalls and Traps and 2 negate effects, and then Dress will just protect our monsters, which is alright. Reborns, like, we already have, like, enough of these, so we're probably not going to play this. Soul Charge, it's banned, we can't play it, I'd love to play this card, but we can't, because it's banned. Hey Trunade and MST, back row removal, pretty slide the Trunade and main the MST. And then Traps, Gelpnir, it's the Dex Rider, but for some reason it's a trap, let me just, like, move this up. But for some reason it's a trap. Nordic Relic, Brissingamen? I don't know, yeah, Nordic Relic, Lavatane. Nordic Relic, Gungnir, like the Necros, Smile, Solemn Authority, Nordic Relic, Menningjord, and Solemn Authority, which isn't actually a good Solemn trap, it's basically just, it targets an Asia, and then it can't target by other card effects or something, which they should all have for being big 4K bunguses anyways, but they don't, so this is what we're working with. But yeah, let's go ahead and pick up the Nordic cards. There are a couple staples we want from this, but in terms of, like, the Nordic engine, I don't think we're playing any of these. Alright, so, just moving quickly on to the Nordic extra deck. There's not much here, don't expect for it. We're only going to be playing the generic Synchros. Or some of them at least. Thor, Loki, Odin. They're like alright. They do what they do for their deck, and that's fine. Odin is still the best one by far. Like, Loki's like negates traps, I guess, so it's fine. Or does it? Doesn't it get traps? I don't know, it adds back a trap when it... Oh, it negates a spell or a trap during the battle. During your battle. Oh god, that got a lot worse, a lot quicker. These are like all fine. They're not great. They're not awful. They are there. And then Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Tree, shouts to Gage. This card's still pretty awful. I don't think we'll be playing it. Beelzus and Beals, probably playing neither of these. They're like whatever. And then, Scrap Dragon. So we'll probably be playing this because it's a generic and it's spot removal, which, we're in dire need of. Whoops. But yeah, we're probably be playing this one, Scrap Dragon, because we're in dire need of removal. But yeah, that's it for all of the decks. That's our entire card pool to forge a 40 card deck out of. So, yeah, let's get deck building. How much am I expecting, you might be asking? Not a lot, not a lot, but not very little either. I think we can make, like, something that works, but I don't think we can make something good yet. I think we're gonna need a lot of improvements and just, like, a lot more cards before we can start making really good decks out of this. But yeah, let's start building. Okay, so I've come up with a 40 card list that I think I am pretty happy with, as well as a very scuffed side deck and the extra deck, obviously. So let's run through these real quick, just to show off what my what we're working with, what the plans are, etc., etc. So to start us off, two the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak, 2 the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots, and 2 Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves. These are like the best PKs we have access to right now, so we're playing the max we have of each. Cloven Helm, it's got a decent graveyard effect, so we're on just the one. 2 Destiny Hero Drill Dark. It summons a Destiny Hero from hand, so it puts another Dark Extender on the field, so it can help us make Bardage. Also, it's just a level 4, so it can help us go into our extra deck as well. The 2 Mali, just to send it off of Armor Knight and summon, or just to summon out in general to get extra body on the field. It puts a Dark on the field, so we're on it. And then we have Celestial and Decider. These 2 are just level 4s that we want to pitch. Want to summon off Drill Dark, pitch off of Destiny Draw, and they can also be normal summons in some scenarios because we have cards like Blue Mountain Butterspy, so like they're just darks that we can that have the best effects of the other Destiny heroes, so we're playing them. Destiny Hero Dread Servant. We're summoning that this is a Garnet, and we're hoping to summon it off of Over Destiny by targeting Malicious. And it'll put another level 3 on the field, so we can go ahead and extend. Shadow Mist, we're playing because we can send it off Armor Knight and add any hero to our hand, so we can get like a Drill Dark to extend, we can get something to summon off Drill Dark. If we have Destiny Draw in hand, we can get a hero to summon, so we can do stuff with that. Speaking of Armor Knight, this is the single best card in the deck right now. It's basically one of like our only starters, so we kind of need him. Blue Mountain Butterspy summons itself whenever a warrior is normal summoned, so it just puts that extra body on the field. Cockadoodle 2 puts a level 3 on the field, and there's also tuner access. Kage Bitchin' Knight summons itself when it is Blue Mountain Butterspy, but only when level 3 is summoned, which is fine because it just puts the Dark on the field. Junk Forward puts itself on the field and is level 3. Biggest problem is that it's not Dark, same with Cockadoodle 2. And the Effect Veiler is the only hand trap we have right now, so we're just playing the one, so we have some interaction on our opponent's turn. It's not a lot, but it's some. Next up is the spells. 1 Launch, just to set off Bard each, so we can go ahead and make Dark Requiem on our opponent's turn. Destiny Draw, it's our only real consistency piece, so I figure we need to play it. We're playing a good amount of Destiny heroes anyway, so it's fine. Over Destiny is a really good card, it's an extender. So basically, you target your Mali Engrave, and then you summon your Dread Servant from deck, so it just puts another level 3 on the field. Is it incredibly scuffed? Yes. Is it going to do much? Probably not. Is it, like, one of our best options? Yes, so we're on the 2. Initially I was on 1, but after testing I found this card, like, helps out a lot. Mask Change, it puts Dark Claw on the field. Sometimes we might want to not go into that rank 3 play, and we might have the Mask Change, so we can just make a Dark Claw. Poly, it's... If we open a Destiny Hero and a PK, we can fuse them into, Dangerous and put a PK in field, so it puts stuff on the field. Dangerous also isn't that awful of a card, so it's there. Twin Twister and the MST for just the back row hate. Rhoda to search out basically our entire deck. It's all Dark Warriors who are level 4 or below, except like Cockadoodle-Doo and Effect Veiler. Foolish puts a PK in Grave. It's pretty good. Reborn, it's just a generic extender. Lance and Chalice. Lance is probably questionable, but into trap decks it'll make our monsters immune to stuff like Conquistador and Torrential, so we can go ahead and play it. And then Chalice is just another negate, and it also could, in a pinch, be about a combat trick. Fogblade, we really need more than one than this. The amount of times I could go for double Fogblade is astounding, but we can't for now, so we'll probably want to be picking up a second one of these as quickly as possible. Phantom Knight's Sword. It's like, it just buffs a PK by 800 and protects from destruction, and it's got the Fogblade effect to res, so it's pretty good. Wings, it's Sword, but stays on the field, and then Shade Break, just for the generic trap extender. Setting this, putting it on field, it's just a free dark monster, so overall it's really good. And we're not playing that many traps as well, so it's not like it's ever going to be dead. But yeah, that's it for the spell trap lineup. I believe it's 15 spells and 4 traps overall, so it's a pretty sizable amount of those as well. But hey, overall it's still pretty solid. And then for the extra deck, Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. It's what the deck we're building the deck around right now. Genuinely, Bardiche is our win con. Because we summon this, we get a Fogblade, we get to dump a PK, and then we get to go Boots, Cloak send Boots, Cloak add Boots, summon Boots, and then we can put just that extra body on the field. Wonder Driver will sometimes have 2 heroes on the field, so it might be worth making. Breaks, you should be able... Before we actually move on, you should be able to see the ideology right now, and the fact that Wonder Driver is the best Link 2 option we have. We desperately need a Link 2 for this deck. Break Sword can pop cards on the field, and it can also bring 2 back, so it's just really good for this. Leviair brings back a Banish, that's going to come up, so we're playing it. Nightmare is our best turn 1 play that isn't Bardiche, so if we can put 2 level 4s on the field, we make it. Thanatos is just there for a lack of options. He's not that great, but he is a rank 4, and we can make him. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon is just a good rank 4 in general. It can also just help outboards. He's mainly there so we can rank him up into Dark Requiem though, so we can just have that extra interaction with our opponent and that extra negate. Darklaw and Anki for Mask Change targets. We're playing 2 to fill space. Anki punching for 14 may come up just to help close out games. Destiny Hero Dangerous. It's a Destiny Hero on a Dark, and that's the main reason we're playing it. It can also pitch a Destiny Hero if its effects. We can get a Celestial engraved, so we can draw 2. So it's like not awful, but it's not great either. Dystopia, if we open Poly and 2 Destiny Heroes, we'll make it. Coral Dragon and Scrap Dragon, we can make these because we have Cockadoodle-Doo and because we have an Effect Veiler, so these 2 can technically be made. But we're literally just playing them for the options, and this should be the Xyz, I don't know why he wasn't, but we're playing Dante just to get those extra mills off so we can have some extra plays overall. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Not entirely confident in it, but it's better than what we would have had otherwise. So finally, let's wrap up the side. I haven't sleeved it up because I actually just ran out of sleeves, so I need to head out and get some before the next opening. But we have the Phantom Destiny Hero Plasma. It's basically just that so we can side it in when we're going first, and if we summon this, it skill drains our opponent. So there's like a line with that, and it's also just not awful. Goldfax is just a free body against Synchro decks. Like, it's not amazing. But if we know we're going second against Synchro decks, we can put this in. So, like, yeah, basically Sword Soul. That's what it's for. Dress is just for decks with trap decks and decks with a lot of pops. We can put that in. Same with Hey Trunade. I don't think it was worth maining this, but side decking it's fine. Dark Hole is our budget Lightning Storm, so we can clear boards with it and force a negate. And then the rest of the side deck is basically just PK traps. Mist Claw, it can also just be, we can put this in for the grind game so we can have extra PKs. Dark Gauntlets pitches a PK from deck, and it just buffs up a PK as well. An extra copy of Sword, and an extra, Tomb Shield negates a trap, face-up trap, so we can, until the end of the turn, so we can maybe make some use out of this. Nordic Relic Levitain is basically just if target a face-up monster on the field, destroy a monster with battle this turn and destroy it. and your opponent can't respond to it. So if your opponent, like, makes Zeus after... If your opponent, swings over most with the XEs, with an XEs, and their clear plan is to make Zeus, we can flip this, pop the XEs, and our opponent can't do anything about it. And then, for the last two traps, it's just, other PK cards, Phantom Knights of Lost Embrace and Wing, because these are, like, the two other traps, the best other traps that I have. Like I said, the side deck is kind of dire, and I doubt we'll be putting in, like, a lot of these cards, but overall, like, they're there, and we have options. The best side deck cards are, unironically, probably, like, Hey Trune, Dark Hole, and Plasma. Alright, so we're gonna be going through... Oh, let's just make that look pretty. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be going through our combo real quick, and it is a 3-card combo, but, like, the pieces are really generic, so it's any way to get Mali Engrave, any monster that can put Mali Engrave or Field as well. So, like, Drill Dark with Mali in hand can work, Foolish, and then just any Dark can work at that point. It's just any way to put Mali Engrave, Armor Knight's the cleanest way to show it, and then it's any Dark Extended that can put itself on the field that isn't Silent Boots, and then any way to put, like, any, and then any extender after that that could put a level 3 on the field. So the pieces are, like, specific, but at the same time, they're not. So let's go ahead and just show the way you do the combo with this, these 3 cards real quick, these 3 cards are just the cleanest way I've decided to show it. So we're going to normal summon Armor Knight, and then we're going to Chainlink 1 Armor Knight and Chainlink 2 Blue Mountain Butter Spy to summon itself. And then from there, we're going to go Armor Knight effect, and we're going to dissolve the Armor Knight effect to send the Destiny Hero Malicious from the deck to the graveyard. From here, we're going to go ahead and activate the Malicious's effect to banish itself and summon another Destiny Hero from the deck. So we're going to, well, not another Destiny Hero, that would be way more broken if we did that, but we're just going to get another copy of Destiny Hero Malicious. And then we're going to go ahead and link all 3 of these off for the Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardiche. We're going to activate Bardiche effect to send the Phantom Knights card and then set 1 Phantom Knight spell trap. So we're going to go ahead and send a Phantom Knight to the Ancient Cloak with this. We're going to go ahead and set a Phantom Knight Fogblade straight from the deck to the field. So we're going to set that. But then we're going to go Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak effect, and then that's going to net us a Phantom Knight of Silent Boots. And then as I control the Phantom Knights monster, we're going to go ahead and special summon that Silent Boots from our hand. And then we're going to activate the Over Destiny, targeting Destiny Hero Malicious. And then we can special summon a monster from our deck whose level is less than or equal to half of that monster's level. But it's destroyed during the end phase of this turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the Mali. It doesn't actually banish the Mali, which is kind of good, but at the same time weird, because it normally wouldn't with cards like this, but it's fine. But we're going to go ahead and get our free level 3 monster here, which is going to be the Destiny Hero Dread Servant. And then we're going to go ahead and overlay the Silent Boots and the Dread Servant. I am going to go ahead and make the Dante. And then obviously you would Dante's effect to detach specifically the Silent Boots. I don't have my deck shuffled right now, so I can't really show you the Dante mills here. Let's just say random picking. It was like Effect Veiler, a Destiny Draw, and then like a Cloven Helm. Let's say it was like these 3. So Effect Veiler, Destiny Draw, and Cloven Helm. We'll say it was just those 3 for the sake of simplicity. But yeah, you would mill 3 off the Dante here, and then what you can do is, as you already had the Silent Boots engraved, we're going to go ahead and activate the Silent Boots effect to go ahead and add a Phantom Knights. Well, any Phantom Knight here. You can grab this if you want to have any further extenders, but we're going to go ahead and grab the Phantom Knight Sword. We're then going to set Phantom Knight Sword to our field, so we have the extra thing. See, this is where we could go ahead and grab the extra interruption. We don't have any PKs in our grave, so we can't Cloven Helm here, but like, it's fine in a normal combo, you wouldn't be, but if you have another PK in grave, you can go ahead and Cloven Helm to get that back. But yeah, that's the standard combo. It's 3 cards, and it's not that great, it only ends on 1 interruption. But yeah, this is the end board we are working with. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either, so yeah, let's go. That's it. I'll see you guys in the duel section. I'll probably be playing 3 duels today, 2 online duels and 1 remote duel if I can fiend one up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to that. I'll see you guys in those. Alright, so we're jumping into the first duel here, and the first duel is a remote duel against a buddy of mine, Contrabass, and he is playing Zephyra. Game 1, we win the die roll, and I choose to go first, so I start by normal summoning Armageddonite and using its effect to send Destiny Hero Malicious from my deck to the grave. I use the Malicious that I sent to the grave's effect to summon out another Destiny Hero Malicious from the deck. I then set and activate a Shade Brigandine before linking all 3 monsters into a Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. Using Bardish's effect, I go ahead and send an Ancient Cloak from the deck to the grave to be able to set a Phantom Knight's Sword to my field. I then set 1 card and use Ancient Cloak to add Silent Boots before playing another card face down and ending my turn. This board isn't bad, but compared to normal PK boards or just boards of decks in the current format, it's not amazing either, as we only have 2 pieces of actual interaction. Contrabass activates Oracle of Zephyra, to which I chain MST in hopes of slowing down their turn and preventing them from searching a Zephyra monster. They then proceed to activate Upstart Goblin to get a draw, and they increase our life points by 1000. They then activate a copy of Zephyr Providence, which lets them add any Zephyr monster from their deck to their hand. They go ahead and add a copy of Zephyrath, which they then put in their Pendulum Scale. They then use the effect of Zephyrath to put a Zephyr Nui in their extra deck before scaling a copy of Zephyr Thuban, before Pendulum summoning a Zephyr Nui and a Zephyraxi. Chainlink 1, they activate Zephyr Nui to go ahead and add a Zephyr Spell Trap, and Chainlink 2, they activate Zephyraxi, targeting Zephyr Nui to make it a tuner. I chain Fogblade in hopes to be able to negate the Zephyr Nui and stop them from going ahead and adding a Zephyr Spell Trap card, which is successful. They then go ahead and Synchro Summon using the now tuner Zephyr Nui and Zephyraxi to summon Ravenous Crocodile Archithes. They use its effect to go ahead and draw a card from their deck before sending a card face down and deciding to pass the turn to us. I draw for turn and start by using Bardish's effect to go ahead and send the Phantom Knights of Clovenhell from my deck to the graveyard, and set a Phantom Knight's Wing from my deck to the field. I normal summon Ragged Gloves before special summoning Silent Boots from my hand as I control a Phantom Knights monster, and then overlay them both into the Phantom Knights of Break Sword. Using Break Sword's on-field effect, detaching 1 to pop itself and the Crocodragon, we then trigger the Phantom Knights of Break Sword's effect in graveyard to go ahead and bring back Ragged Gloves and Silent Boots. But we get Gamut on this. This halts my plan for the entire turn, as I'd been planning to make either Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon to go for aggressive play, or Evil Swarm Nightmare to go for a defensive play. But because I don't have those 2 bodies, I'm unable to do that. I banish Clovenhell from the graveyard so I can go ahead and add back a PK card during my end phase to hopefully have some form of a resource loop and to keep us in the game. I then go ahead and also use the effect of Ragged Gloves to go ahead and send the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak from my deck to the graveyard, so that I can have some form of follow-up on the next turn as well. We pass on this, and in the end phase get Fogblade back with Clovenhelm's effect. They start their turn off by activating a Pot of Prosperity for 3 and adding a Gizmet Kaku to their hand off of it. They use Zephyrath's effect to go ahead and put a Zephyr Nui in their extra deck before Pendulum summoning a Zephyr Nui once again. Zephyr Nui's effect gets them a 9 Pillars to hand, and then they special summon the Gizmet Kaku that they added off Pot of Prosperity. They use Gizmet Kaku's effect to take Bardiche and equip it to itself while swinging in for 1,375 damage. This damage is halved, however, as Prosperity is in effect. In the main phase 2, they activate Zephyr Path, which locks us into only special summoning from the hand and extra deck, which also destroys their Gizmet Kaku and makes 1 less problem for us to have to deal with before they pass their turn. Drawing for turn, I start with a copy of Ancient Cloak to go ahead and add the Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves. I normal summon the gloves they added, and I pass the turn. They draw for turn using Zephyrath to go ahead and put another Zephyr Nui in their extra deck, and they pass the turn as well. So it seems like we're both in a situation where we just need 1 card to get our plays going. Drawing for turn, and I draw into a copy of Foolish Burial, so I go ahead and activate it and use it to send Elemental Hero Shadow Mist from my deck to the graveyard. Using Shadow Mist's effect, I go ahead and add Destiny Hero Dreadserver to my hand, which I then normal summon and overlay with the Ragged Gloves, which somehow survived the turn, to go ahead and XD summon Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Using Dante's effect, we mill 3 and mill a Junk Forward, a Monster Reborn, and a Mask Change. I then use Dante to go ahead and hit into the Zephyr Nui, and use Phantom Knight's Wing to go ahead and make Dante bigger than the Zephyr Nui to hit over it. This, however, does trigger the Zephyr Nui's effect, which lets them go ahead and add Oracle of Zephyr from their deck to the hand. Having no follow-up plays here, Dante switches itself to defense mode by its own effect, and we pass the turn. Starting off their turn, Contrabass goes ahead and activates Oracle of Zephyr to search for a Zephyr monster from their deck, before once again using Zephyrath to go ahead and put another Zephyr monster in their extra deck. They proceed to summon Zephyr Wendy and Zephyraxi before turning Zephyr Wendy into a tuner with Zephyraxi's effect. They then use both monsters to go ahead and Synchro Summon a copy of Metaphys Horus. They use the Horus's effect to attempt to take control of Dante, but I use my set Fogblade to stop that. They think for a little bit here, but then they just go ahead and set 1 card and end up passing the turn again, unable to attack Dante because of Fogblade. Drawing for turn, I go ahead and use Dante's effect once more to mill 3 cards, milling Destiny Hero Decider, Forbidden Chalice, and Twin Twisters. Having no real other play this turn, I go ahead and set another card from my hand and pass the turn back to Contrabass. During the time between turns, someone asks a relatively simple question but gets a relatively funny response.
Effective stuff.
Are field spells destroyed when they're...
No.
Feels no.
Contrast starts their turn off by pendulum summoning a Zephyr Pilica from their hand and a Zephyr Nui from their extra deck. They attempt to use Zephyr Nui to add a Zephyr spell or trap from their deck to the hand, however we do have a response in the form of the one effect failure in our deck, which keeps them from adding for at least one more turn. Using both monsters on field, they go ahead and link summon a copy of Cypher Lambda before using a set Zephyr War to target their Scale and my set Phantom Knight Sword and destroy both. However, as they have a Zephyr Providence engrave, they can go ahead and banish that to protect their Scale while still popping my card. After this, they go ahead and pass the turn, as they still don't have a way to out Dante with their Metaphys Horus being Fogbladed, and the Lambda they just summoned not having enough attack points to go ahead and swing over my Dante. Drawing for turn, we go ahead and activate a copy of Destiny Draw, pitching Celestial to go ahead and draw 2 cards. However, judging by my reaction, we didn't draw too well.
Your turn, and you activate a new field spell.
Neither of these cards do anything. So I'm forced to go ahead and pass the turn. Starting their turn off, Contrabass goes ahead and activates a copy of Zephyr Providence to go ahead and add a copy of Zephyr Thubin from their deck to their hand. They then go ahead and Pendulum Summon once again, Pendulum Summoning 2 copies of Zephyr Thubin and a copy of Zephyraxi. They then go ahead and activate Zephyr Nui's effect to go ahead and add the Divine Strike before overlaying their 2 level 6 monsters for a Vampire Sheridan. Vampire Sheridan's effect allows them to send Ardante to the grave, and Zephyr War allows them to pop the Fogblade, which is stopping Metaphys Horus from attacking. They then go and swing in for a lot of damage, however, I know at this point I'm way too behind on resources and I don't have the cards in deck to out the board, so I go ahead and scoop game 1. Well, there's always game 2, let's hope it goes a lot better than game 1 did. Okay, game 2, hopefully it goes better than game 1. We're going first again, and the hand is interesting. I start with a Cock-a-Doodle-Doo to go ahead and summon itself as a level 3, and then I normal summon Destiny Hero Drill Dark from my hand. Contrabass activates D-Shifter, which would banish any card that goes to the graveyard until the end of his turn. However, we weren't going to be going much further anyways. I don't really have much I can do on this hand, especially as Drill Dark and Cock-a-Doodle-Doo have mismatched levels, so I'm unfortunately forced to go ahead and pass the turn after setting 3 cards. Contrabass starts their turn with an Upstart Goblin before scaling a copy of Zephyrath and then using its effect to go ahead and put a Zephyr Nui in the extra deck. They set a Scale 1 Zephyr in the Pendulum Scale before Pendulum summoning Zephyraxaton and Zephyr Nui. Zephyr Nui adds them an Oracle of Zephyr, which they then activate and use to add another Zephyr monster from their deck to their hand. They then use the effect of Gizmek Kaka in their hand to summon it and hit over my defense position Cock-a-Doodle-Doo before setting 1 card face down and passing their turn. I go ahead and draw for turn and I have a very interesting play. Truly, it took all of my brain cells to make. You know what? I'm just gonna pass again, go ahead. Contrabass once again draws for turn and once again uses Zephyrath's effect to once again go ahead and put a copy of Zephyr Nui in the extra deck. And from here the duel is just kind of over. I'm so far behind on tempo and I just don't have the cards to contend with a full Zephyr board. So after Contrabass combos off for a bit, I just go ahead and concede the duel. And yeah, that's all it was for match 1. Also, Exterio hit the board due to Cyberstein being searched, that was a fucking thing. Match 2, and I'm up against another buddy of mine, Rafizio, and he's on PK, but not Scuffed. I lose the die roll, so they get to go ahead and start, so they start by normal summoning Tour Guide from the Underworld, and using it to summon Graph, Male Branch of the Burning Abyss from their deck. They link Tour Guide and Graph into a copy of Cherubini, and then use Graph's effect to summon a copy of Seer from their deck. They link Cherubini and Seer to a copy of Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, and then they use Seer's effect to go ahead and bring back Cherubini from the grave. They use the effect of Bardiche to go ahead and send a Torn Scales from their deck to the grave and set a Shade Brigadine to their field. They go ahead and activate the Shade Brigadine to summon itself before going ahead and linking off into a Linked Spider, before linking the Linked Spider and the Cherubini off into a copy of Predaplant Verte Anaconda. They then pay 2,000 life points with Verte's effect to go ahead and send a copy of Fusion Destiny to the graveyard and Fusion summon a copy of Destiny, Hero, Destroy, Phoenix, Enforcer. They then go ahead and set 1 card from their hand before passing the turn over to us. I start my turn off by activating Destiny Draw, pitching Destiny Hero Malicious from my hand to go ahead and draw 2 cards from my deck. However, judging by my reaction, I don't think we drew too well. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's like we can't draw well off Destiny Draw, it's funny. I activate Twin Twisters, pitching the Mali that I drew to go ahead and pop their set card, and it turns out to be a copy of Forbidden Chalice. I special summon Cock-a-Doodle-Doo from my hand as a level 3 before activating Over Destiny, targeting the Malicious in my grave and special summoning a level 3 Destiny Hero Dread Servant from my deck. I normal summon Silent Boots and overlay it and Cock-a-Doodle-Doo for a copy of Phantom Knights of Breaksword. I activate Breaksword's effect, targeting itself and the DPE to destroy both of them. I then misplayers Chainlink 2 by activating Mask Change, targeting the Dread Servant, to which our opponent just chains the DPE to pop the Dread Servant. I use the effect of Boots Engrave to banish itself and add a copy of Phantom Knight's Fogblade to my hand, but with little else I can do with the current resources I have, I pass the turn. Our opponent draws for turn, and that's pretty much game from here. They have enough resources to go ahead and assemble a board which can just kill us. I'm forced to use the Fogblade on a Nightmare Unicorn that would have just shuffled the Fogblade back into the deck anyways. But anyways, I decided to go ahead and concede the game and we move to game 2. Game 2, and the hand isn't looking too great this time either. I start my turn by normal summoning a Destiny Hero Dread Servant before activating Mask Change on it to send it to the graveyard and special summon a Masked Hero Dark Lore from my extra deck. With little else to do, I go ahead and set 3 cards face down and pass the turn back to Wrath. I was hoping Dark Lore would be enough to keep us in the game, however a Forbidden Chalice on the Dark Lore followed by a quick PK combo kills us and seals the game for Wrath. Final match for today, and we're up against Don Bongo, a very good buddy of mine who is on Rocket Link. Not Dragon Link, Rocket Link. I go first, but all I'm able to do is set 4 cards face down and pass the turn. Don starts by normal summoning Starly Seifer, and they use its own effect to go ahead and add Black Dragon Collapse Serpent to their hand. They use Black Dragon's effect in hand to banish Seifer and summon itself. They use both Dragon's effects, adding Boot Sector Launch and White Dragon Wyver Burster to their hand. They summon the White Dragon by banishing the Black Dragon in their grave before linking both monsters into Romulus. They activate the effect of Dragunity Knight Romulus to add Dragon Ravine from their deck to their hand. I activate Forbidden Chalice on Romulus in hopes of stopping their combo, but this is largely unsuccessful, and after comboing off for a bit, they end on a board of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss and an Unchained Abomination. Entering battle phase, they attempt to swing in for 6,200 damage, but however, as I have a set Shade Brigandine, I'm able to block one of the hits and only take 3,000 damage. In the end phase, they activate the effect of Unchained Abomination to pop a card on the field, so they go ahead and pop Silver Rocket Dragon. This triggers the effect of Silver Rocket Dragon, which lets them banish a monster from our extra deck, so they go ahead and banish the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. They then go ahead and pass the turn back to us. It's my turn again, and I start by activating Destiny Draw, pitching Malicious to draw 2 cards. I normal summon the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots, and then trigger the effect of Kagemucha Knight in my hand to summon itself. On res, they activate the effect of Rapid Trigger to fusion summon. They then chain Rocket Tracer to go ahead and pop the Rapid Trigger and summon a Rocket monster from their deck, summoning also Rocket Dragon. After using Unchained Abomination's effect to pop Kagemucha Knight, I go ahead and concede the duel, as there's not much else I can go ahead and do from this position. Game 2, and we're going first again, so I start by normal summoning Armageddon Knight and using its effect as Chainlink 1, and using Blue Mountain Butterspy as Chainlink 2. Using Armageddon Knight's effect to send Destiny Hero Malicious, I then overlay both level 4 monsters into a copy of Evil Swarm Nightmare. I then activate Polymerization, fusing Destiny Hero Dread Servant and Kagemucha Knight into a copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous. However, with little else to do here, we go ahead and pass the turn over to our opponent. Don starts their turn by normal summoning Rocket Tracer and then special summoning Absarauta Dragon from their hand. I misplay here by using Evil Swarm Nightmare to attempt to book the Absarauta, but they just chain Rocket Tracer, popping it and summoning another rocket from their deck. They then once again go ahead and combo off for a little bit before ending on a Boral Code Dragon. Going to battle phase, they go ahead and attack with Boral Code Dragon and use its effect to go ahead and destroy every monster on the field before passing the turn over to us. During the end phase, the effect of one of their rockets triggers to go ahead and summon out a Magna Rocket Dragon from their deck. Starting our turn off, I activate the effect of Destiny Hero Malicious in the graveyard to banish itself and summon another from deck. I then activate Monster Reborn, targeting Armageddon Knight, which lets me bring it back from the grave and trigger its effect. I go to battle phase and hit into the Magna Rocket Dragon with Bardiche. Due to this, I'm able to combo off for a bit until I end on Bardiche with a set Fogblade and a set Phantom Knight Sword. I go to battle phase and hit into the Magna Rocket Dragon with Bardiche. This triggers the effect of Magna Rocket Dragon, which lets Don summon a Rocket Tracer from their deck during the end phase. Don starts his turn off by activating Rocket Tracer on Boot Sector Launch, which I Fogblade and hopes that he doesn't have the extender in hand, but instead he goes ahead and banishes Lights and Darks from the graveyard, which gets him into a Chaos Dragon Levianeer. And from this point in the duel, it's pretty much the end of the game. We're just too far behind, so after a few turns of back and forth, I go ahead and concede the duel to Don. Wow, that went awfully. So yeah, the deck is kind of a mess right now. The Destiny Hero and Phantom Knight engines clash far too much to help each other, and most of the cards in our deck just require far too much setup to be useful. If we can get past turn 3, the deck actually grinds decently well, however we will still be outgrinded by literally anything competent. I also misplayed a lot, forgetting effects and using cards at the wrong time, so I need to improve my own gameplay as well between episodes. So to remedy these issues, next time I'm going to be looking to bolster our PK count as well as pick up some of the new PK support that came out within the last few sets. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy it at any point in time, please do consider clicking the like button and also subscribe if you're new for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed content in the future. I also have an in-depth guide to Marincess coming out soon, so if you guys are interested in seeing how that deck performs after the new support, you should also subscribe with that notification bell on to see that as well. I also have a Twitch channel that you guys should go follow as well to see me stream Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, and a Discord where you can go ahead and interact with my community. Both links will be below the stream, as well as a link to my Twitter where you can follow me to get updates on videos and see my shit posts as well as other content. So until the next episode, from me, I will see you guys in a bit. Peace!